Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For those of you that might be new here, we typically do is go over crypto news or news in general in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's in the house that will go from there. Mr. Leo Lustig, good to see you, buddy. Steven Cicero, good morning, sir. Steven Mint, Steven Mint, sorry, I almost butchered that. Peepaw Bill, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We have Daddy Chill, Tug Life, Paladin, good morning. Vinny, Del Greco, good to see you, buddy. Let's see, Black Hat team, everybody else that may have missed, I apologize. Let's get into this. All right, Bitcoin 62,935 bucks. Looking pretty healthy this morning. Everything's kind of in the green. Look at that. We have Ethereum at 24.55, Solana 146 bucks, XRP at 53 cents. Looks like ADA's at 35 cents, little over 35 and a half actually. Sui's actually up quite a bit today, but it actually did drop a bit last week if I'm not mistaken. 13.35% to $1.95. I don't remember what it was at last week. If anybody remembers, let me know. LTC's at 66 bucks. Caspa, what in the hell? Bruh. What's going on? 14.2. I'm gonna buy some more today. I almost bought some right before the stream, but I wanted to see what happened during the stream. Near Protocol, $5.06, looking pretty good. Let's see, ETC's at 18.67. Could be worse. Celestia, let's see, $5.45, up 5.51%. We have Uniswap up today, 6.17%, $7.25. Nice. Dogecoin's at 11 cents, a little over 11 cents. Whiff is the biggest earner of the day right here. Looks like 16.72% up to $2.63. Crazy. Is anybody still buying Whiff? Any of you guys? Weird. Crazy. Veteran Miner, what's up, dude? Good to see you, sir. Haven't seen you in a while. BNB, 571 bucks over here, up 1.28%. Not too bad. Nothing else really jumping out at me, but that's pretty much it. Looks pretty good. All right, crypto bubbles, what we got? Seems to be Whiff is the biggest earner of the day here too. 16.7%. Pretty crazy that these meme coins are popping off this morning. Bonk, 9.9%. Jesus. We got Pepe 9.5% today. Man, what's going on with all the meme coins? Why are all the meme coins popping? Popcat 11.9% to $1.42. Jesus. Crazy. Near Protocol again 6.6% up today, over $5. Casper's down 3.3%. Actually, I might buy some during the stream while we're watching the first clip. We got BitTensor over here 11.8%, not too bad. Let's see, not coin over here 6.9% up on the day to 0.7 of a penny. X is down 6.2 if anybody's holding that. A penny and a half. Excuse me, Jesus, like I swallowed a fly or something. That cough came out of nowhere. All right. Conflux over here looking like 19 cents. Crazy. All right, nothing really nuts, nothing else jumping on at me. Everything looks pretty healthy this morning. Again, we'll have to see what happens when the what's it called, the stock market opens in about an hour and a half, 2 hours rather. We have Fear and Greed Index flashbang. Let's do it. 50 over here. It was actually exactly the same as it was yesterday, both at a 50. So looking pretty good. Again, this is where we want it to be. We want it to be right in the middle, going up to the bull run. Once it starts getting into the deep green, that's when think about selling. At least that's what I'll be doing for sure. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over here on CoinGecko. We got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, XRP, Lotto staked Ether, Dogecoin, and Tron over here in 10th place at a $13.4 billion market cap. Toncoin still in 11th place at a 13.2, and Cardano still in 12th at a 12.6. Let's see. Dan R said, hey, you see the market cap on Popcat? No, I did not. 1.4 billion.
Stop the cap.
Is that real? 1.4. Where do I gotta go for that? Let's see. 1.4 billion. Oh Jesus, it is. Holy hell. Oh my god, that's insane. 7 days, it's up 50%. Wow. I guess Hadouken to Popcat, but man, these meme coins are so risky though. It's just too risky for me. I ain't doing it. I can't do it. Too many shit coins. There's too many. I actually want to watch a video about that. Mr. Lark Davis made a video and I want to see what he has to say about it. I caught the beginning, but he talks about how many coins are in your portfolio and how it could be a bad thing. It usually is a bad thing when you're too diversified, right? And all these meme coins are just like, I don't know. I hope it stays through the run and people make money on them, but I don't have high hopes for all these meme coins, right? I have some. I got some KRC20 tokens as well, and everything, all that stuff's like just like a meme coin right now. It's really all it is. That's it. I mean, Dogecoin and Shiba are the two that I'll hold for a while because I don't think they're going anywhere, to be honest. $10.5 billion market cap for Shiba, and Dogecoin has been a top 10 crypto for a long time. It just takes Trump getting elected and Elon Musk becoming the DOGE. and then having this pump. I highly doubt that's going to happen, by the way, but with that, if he does get elected and that's even mentioned on Twitter, Dogecoin's gonna explode. All right, that's just my opinion. We've seen it when he tweets about anything with Doge and it just completely goes nuts. So yeah, that's that. All right, moving on to the mining segment of things. You guys know I like to timestamp this stuff. Over here at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, the Bitmain AL1 Pro, we're making $43.81 a day. The 15.6 terahash unit, we're making $41.16 a day. We got the Ice River AL3 15 terahash unit over here making $39.28 a day. The L9 still in fourth place over here, 17 gigahashes. Merge mining Dogecoin and Litecoin. We're making $16.77 a day. I think you can make some more if you mine bells as well, but not positive on that. You guys can correct me in the chat or let me know if you do know. 16 gigahash unit over here in fifth place. L9 $15.78. Crazy. The Bitcoin 860 terahash unit, the Hydro 3U S21 EXP, 11,000 watts, making $15 a day. Dude, how funny was that? Did you guys see Saturday Night Live when Hawk told us that somebody called him and said they only want to spend $1,000 and they want to make $100 a day? Which Bitcoin miner should they buy? It's such a noob question, but it's so like that's the reality of the world we live in. People want instant gratification. You want to get paid back in 10 days. like listen, lady, that's not gonna happen ever. I don't know. I wish. That'd be amazing though if you could spend no more than $1,000 to make $100 a day. Even the AL1 doesn't make $100 a day anymore. Crazy. Let's see, Mr. Crypto KJ. Yes, you do have a new website. Let's show this real quick for anybody that's interested in Radiant. If you have a boner for shitcoins, this is where you're gonna go. You're gonna buy some stuff over here on RXD land. This is yeah, all Radiant stuff, I guess. Mr. Crypto KJ, shout out to you. He made this website, so if you guys want to support him, go over there and check out his stuff. I don't make any money off it. He offered, but I said no. So keep your money. I don't want it. It's no good here. No, but it's a cool merch store. It really is cool. I like how you did it. Actually, I might pick your brain about the website thing a little later today, actually, if I have some time. But I gotta start building that shed. Speaking of Radiant, the Dragon Ball Miner A11 over here, 3.2 terahash unit, making $7.16 a day. That's actually not bad though. How much is that unit going for? Does anybody know? I don't even know where you buy that, to be honest. Does it tell you if you click into it? Oh, best price $5,000 bucks. All right, I take it back. That's not a good buy. That's too much. That's too much. But let's see, where's Radiant at right now? 1.6% down. It's at a tenth of a penny. You know what, to be honest though, like this, it's only been going down. I was gonna say something nice about you, but I can't. No, I mean, it's had a run up, right? And now these ASICs are coming out. If the ASICs start getting pushed like heavy, if they do, then you guys could make a decent amount on Radiant. I'm gonna flashbang you guys real quick. I want to see how much Radiant we getting today. All right, so you're getting 1100 Radiant on that 260 gigahash unit. Could be worse. Could definitely be worse. But yeah, I mean, if they start pushing these things. Oh wait, that's the, hold on. Oh, this is, oh, whoa. Sorry, that was the Ice River. That's what I was, I'm like, what am I doing? That was the Ice River, the RX0, if I'm not mistaken. That's, you're getting 1100, yeah, 1100 coins a day. Interesting. How much did you get with that? Is it 3,600? Is that what it is? If you on this one? Yeah, terahashes. 3,000, no, 3,200. Sorry. Oh, 3,200. So damn, if you had that Dragon Ball miner, you're making 13,000 coins a day. Jesus, that's crazy. That's a nice bag per day to hold and see what happens. Yeah, I think if you have the money to buy one of these, it's just a mine and hold and see what happens in the bull run. This is a gamble coin. That would be my goal with that one, to be honest. If you had the $5,000 to throw away on a machine for mining Radiant, yeah, I would do that 100%. DJ, what's up, dude? We got gotta give him a Dukin for showing up in the chat. Appreciate you. All right, the L7 over here, 9050. You guys know I got this thing down at Terra Hosting. Shout out to them if you're interested in hosting. Links in the description. 9050, 35.25 for watts. Merge mining Dogecoin and Litecoin, making $5.27 a day. Unit's been profitable the entire bear market. I couldn't be more proud of an ASIC. Let's see, we got the AL Box Pro. I got this thing. No, I lied. I got the Plus in the trailer. 1 terahash unit, 480 watts. Actually gonna get back on today. I shut a bunch of shit off the other day and I forgot. Turn it back on. $2 a day now on this thing. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. What is the lithium looking like? I gotta check lithium. If I could. Holy hell, not fat finger that. 1.74% up today. It looks like $1.53. Could be worse. It could be worse. Could be down here. $1.40. Or it was the other day. It was like 5 days ago. I hope Lithium really pumps up. I really hope it comes back. The only saving grace that Lithium really has is the fact that the market cap is stupid low. Right? So if you wanted to, what is Caspa? Caspa's at a $4 billion market cap, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think it's at 4 billion. So I mean, you could easily, you know, 5x your money on this, or 5x the price of a lithium, getting up close to $1 billion market cap, right? And then you could even 4x from there. So lithium has a good chance to run if it was to catch up to, you know, Caspa, because lithium does have an ecosystem, you know, that people trade on. And I don't know, but to me it's kind of, I don't know, it's not a coin that I'm holding personally. That's just me. I sell every day, so it is what it is. Yeah, that's really it, guys. That's really all I wanted to look at. Well, Ice River, a lithium AL0, 400 gigahash unit, 100 watts. This thing's only making $1 a day. I've actually had these two things running 24/7. I have 2 of these in the trailer. Shout out to Yes Mining and Ice River for sending those over. All right, let's go check out GPUs quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. Still Aleo. Well, not get out of here. We're gonna go to the news. Aleo over here, still most profitable coin to mine on GPUs. God damn. All the way across the board, literally everything. Zealous on the 170HX and Able, if anybody has one of those, but everything else, damn. Radiant down here on 6400 AMD card, and Chlor, nice. A little bit of Nexa, dude. I haven't seen Nexa in a minute. How's Nexa doing? Nexa. Nexa hasn't really done anything. I thought there were supposed to be ASICs for Nexa, and then that just kind of fell off the bandwagon. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Nexa. It does not look healthy though. If you're holding Nexa, run. Run fast. I have a million Nexa somewhere. I think it got bombed, actually. I think I just burnt it all in my computer when it crashed and I had to wipe it out. Yep, I think that happened. What else was I gonna look at? Damn it, I was looking at another coin. Oh, Chlor. I'm gonna be doing a video at some point with the new Chlor fleet. Actually, they have a new platform that's like you can go through HiveOS to use their new fleet option. It's kind of neat. I want to see what it's all about, so I might try it out. But 3.1% up today. It's at 9 cents. Chlor's doing pretty good. I think, you know what, I really wish this would get on Tangent, actually, because if it did, I would definitely be holding it. I don't have any right now, but I do need to get some. All right, that's it. That is it over here. Let's get on to the news segment of things. You guys know I gotta catch myself up. So this was about a day ago. Why Harris and Trump talk crypto, number go up, in quotations, author. I don't know who it is, but let's see what they got to say over here on Yahoo Finance, guys. Hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's do it.
The crypto ETF market got hit again Monday with over 290 million in combined outflows from U.S. spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. This coming amid escalating geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, leading to sharp declines in both Bitcoin and Ethereum prices. Bulk of the outflows were concentrated in Bitcoin ETFs, which saw over 240 million in withdrawals. And joining us now to discuss the state of crypto further is Zeke Fox, author of Number Go Up: Inside Crypto's Wild Rise and Staggering Fall. Also joining us, of course, is Yahoo Finance Julie Hyman. Zeke, great to see you again.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
So I thought maybe just start with kind of the price action we've seen in Bitcoin, which has been interesting because, and we were talking off camera, it was up about 8% in September, nice pop, and then gave about half of that in yesterday's trade. I'm just curious what you make of that price action. What's it telling you, if anything?
Yeah, I mean,
Offshore miner, thank you so much. Said the Lithium with the market cap of cash will be $40.11. Thank you so much. I actually forgot. I could have went to that website too and just looked at it.
when I talk to Bitcoin proponents, you get a lot of pitches about it's digital gold, it's a store of value, because Bitcoiners have pretty much given up on pitching it as something you're going to use to buy your coffee in the morning or whatever. But then from the price action, what we've seen is it's moving pretty much with other risk assets. And it's down today because the jobs number was looking pretty good, and it's less likely that the Fed is going to cut rates a lot, and that sends stocks down, and it also hurts Bitcoin. So it's moving a lot more in lockstep rather than like being a hedge the way they pitch it as.
Yeah, I mean, if you read your book, and it's out in paperback now, which is one of the reasons that we're talking to you, you definitely point out some of the flaws in the crypto ecosystem, if not with the cryptocurrencies themselves. And you were also, you were talking to Sam Bankman-Fried while FTX was sort of coming down around him. And yet here we are, crypto's still alive and well, right? You've got all these ETFs, you've got more institutional ownership, the price has been okay. So how do you kind of square that?
Yeah, it's pretty wild to see. I mean, Bitcoin has tripled since FTX failed, which was kind of like its lowest point. And I mean, the title of the book, Number Go Up, comes from something I heard a Bitcoin guy say at a conference. And he was like, if the price goes up, it gets people excited. Then more people will buy. Then the price will go up more. And before you know it, like to the moon. And I thought that was kind of laughable. But I really think that's kind of what's been happening these last couple of years. People are just thinking, hey, if the ETF gets approved, then Bitcoin's going to go up. So like I should get in now. And I don't think that kind of thinking can last forever. But so far, it's led to pretty strong recovery for all these coin prices.
What do you make, Zeke, switching gears a bit, about how, and we were surprised by how crypto became this topic of interest during the election, and kind of, Trump kind of positioning himself as the crypto candidate. Harris is sort of, signaling general more support. I mean, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really wild, especially as someone who covers crypto. Sometimes it's kind of hard to cover all of this stuff with a straight face because we've seen so many scams, so much fraud, and people in crypto, I think, are even not talking that much about crypto's the future, Web3, like NFTs, like the excitement's gone, except in DC, where now you've got politicians who are basically repeating the industry's talking points. And I mean, I couldn't believe it. Trump came to the Bitcoin conference in Nashville and gave a speech where he said we should establish a strategic national Bitcoin reserve. I mean, it's a crazy idea. But
well, the Bitcoiners love it though, right?
Yeah, I mean, and they've pitched this idea that there's a lot of Bitcoin voters and they're doing this to appeal to Bitcoin voters. I really don't think there's a lot of people where crypto is like top of mind, but there's definitely quite a few really rich crypto guys.
There's a few guys who have a lot of money, Zeke.
And they're donating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right before that speech, Trump held a fundraiser with Bitcoiners. They said they raised $25 million, which is, one of the biggest political fundraisers ever.
So, and they, that huge amount that they are giving, are crypto lobbyists going to cost Gary Gensler his job in the next administration?
I mean,
hope so.
I've been surprised again to see Kamala Harris making these kind of friendly overtures to the crypto industry. But you know what? I wouldn't make too much of it. The kind of stuff she's saying, like we want to be leaders in innovation, is the kind of stuff you could even see Gary Gensler saying while he still tries to impose SEC regulation on the industry, which it doesn't like. So I don't think she's really tipped her hand too much, but would rather not see the whole industry, donate another $25 million to Trump or whatever.
Zeke, always great to see you. Thank you for coming on set. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Man, Tangent is taking forever. I'm trying to swap something right now and it's not working, but
Eat shit, Gary.
I want to get rid of that guy. All right, let's move on to the videos of the day. That was really the only news clip I wanted to watch. Bitcoin shocking impact on real estate value. Let's see what they got to say over here on Swan Bitcoin. Buy a house or buy Bitcoin? What do you guys think? Put it in the chat.
Why would you buy a house when you can buy Bitcoin instead?
So Andrew Tate says what Bitcoiners have been saying for years.
I'm gonna bump this up.
Is Bitcoin a superior store of value to real estate? This sounds absolutely insane to most people, but with the help of a brilliant real estate developer turned Bitcoiner, I'm gonna make the case for why Tate is absolutely spot on. I'll show real-world evidence that although this shift has already started, Bitcoin has barely scratched the surface of how much of the immense value currently stored in real estate will be swallowed up by Bitcoin.
Mr. Dan R, thanks for being a member for 17 months. Dan, been here this long. What was I thinking? Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being a member. You're awesome.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Pure Bitcoin Signal. I'm Hurley, Director of Content at Swan. Now let's talk digital real estate. Controversial internet influencer Andrew Tate recently made comments on a live stream about Bitcoin being a superior store of value to real estate. Here's the full clip.
Home sales plummeted to their lowest level on record. The housing market is stalling. Agents are dropping quickly. Well, we have Bitcoin now. Why would you buy a house when you can buy Bitcoin instead? You buy a house, you have to pay property tax.
You gotta live in it.
Done. Unless you sell it. You haven't got to pay property taxes every month. The government can't take it from you because you lost it in a boating accident. Plus, you get a higher rate of return. Plus, you're geographically free. Plus, you can liquidate it instantly without waiting years to sell it on the market.
Now, this goes without saying, but I do not endorse anything that Andrew Tate says or does outside of this clip. What I want you to...
So I get what he's saying, and it makes total sense. But if you already have a house to live in, you clearly need something. You can't sleep in cold storage. Exactly, Nate G. 100%. It's one of those things, like if you already have a house, I would say invest in real estate property, like for, you know, after your first house that you're already living in, right? If you're going to go and get a rental, invest in that or invest in Bitcoin. I would choose Bitcoin at this point. That's my opinion. It's just houses are too expensive. My cousin just purchased a house not too long ago. I think it was like last month. And he paid like $800,000 for a house that's like, it's not new. I just can't even, it blows my mind. I bought my first house for like $200K. It's like insane.
to focus on is the idea laid out in the clip itself. Try to throw out all your previous thoughts and opinions about the character or lack thereof of Andrew Tate. What he said in that 30-second clip is absolutely true. Bitcoin is a far superior store of value to real estate. I understand why to most people this sounds crazy. People buy homes in Bitcoin for different reasons, right? You can't live in a Bitcoin after all. That's true. But to understand what I mean when I say this, you have to separate the utility value of buying property, which is the place...
Oh, hold on. I gotta take a screenshot. Sorry, people. We got this guy. I'm gonna save this for when Bitcoin's over 100K. And he's still broke. we're gonna save this one. Buy a house. Crypto is useless. I mean, most cryptos, you're not wrong. Most cryptos are pretty useless, but you definitely make money. So we're gonna save this one to make fun of you later.
To live, raise a family, and run a business, you have to separate that from the investment, store value, or monetary premium that is attached to real estate in our current broken financial system. In the clip, Tate lists off reasons why Bitcoin is superior to buying real estate. I'll unpack those in more detail later, but first I want to take a look at a clip from a talk at BTC Prague just this past summer. This is from a presentation by Leon Wonkum, a real estate developer who also has a master's degree in economics. So he's a little bit more qualified to talk on the subject than Tate.
So today, real estate is the #1 store of value in the world. As you can see, it's about 300 times larger than Bitcoin that has already turned into a $1 trillion asset. Depending on your view on fiat money and debt, between 1 to 2/3 of the world's wealth is stored in real estate. So this development coincides with the 15th of August 1971, when the US President Richard Nixon announced that the US would stop the convertibility of dollar into gold at a fixed rate. And this has created the fiat era and an exponential increase in the money supply. And this has really created the role of real estate as the #1 inflation hedge and the #1 store of value in the world.
You know what, to be honest, so this guy's not wrong at all. Like, real estate 100% is one of the best things to invest in because it just only goes up over time. I mean, unless you get, you know, I don't know, a really shitty property and then you get squatters, and then like things could be a real headache when it comes to rentals. Bitcoin's just much simpler, I guess, but it is also a calculated risk that you need to take. So
real estate rises alongside the monetary supply. So what happens is, as new monetary units enter the market, existing monetary units lose purchasing power, and people are forced to invest in order to protect their wealth. And real estate, due to scarcity and attractive financing options, has turned into the #1 investment. Commercial banks, acting on central bank policies, create new fiat currency, which they funnel into the market through credit and mortgages and property investments, and thus inflate the nominal value of real estate. So real estate really acts as a kind of a reservoir for new money entering the fiat economy. It also acts for a reservoir for capital that is looking for safe light of the inflationary fiat system into a scarce asset. So the rise in nominal value of real estate actually largely reflects the debasement of fiat currency. And if we look into the history of humankind, throughout thousands of years, real estate was actually priced based on its utility value, which is characterized by the fact that you can live in it, you can use it for production, and you can rent it out to generate cash flow, and last has agricultural capacity, of course. So
real quick, I'm trying to show you guys this. I'm trying to swap for some Casper right now. I know you guys can't see that. Hold on. Trying to swap for some Casper, and I'm getting that error. Is anybody getting this? God, this is so hard to see. Just as URL session task failed with error, and then the requested timed out. I don't understand. Why it's not working? What the hell?
Throughout time, real estate was always tied to wealth and prosperity, but the wealth of real estate owners was more quantified in the agricultural capacity of land rather than its use as money. So the use as money and the use as the predominant store of value of a civilization is a fairly new phenomenon. There are some examples in the past, and one noteworthy example was in the 2nd to 3rd century AD, the Romans started to inflate the gold currency aureus, and land started to appreciate in price as a result of this. And this was also the time when the Roman Empire started to collapse. So this should tell us something about the state of the currency system we're living in today.
Okay, so there's a lot to take in there, but I'm going to do my best to unpack it. First, Wonkum lays out just how large real estate as a store of value has become in our debt-based monetary system. Since the US dollar, the world reserve currency, came off the gold standard in 1971, real estate has become the preferred store of value globally, which has drastically inflated the price of housing around the world. This is the predominant reason why current and future generations are being completely priced out of owning a home. Wealthy individuals and corporate entities buy up huge swaths of land and real estate simply to park their money so that it isn't ravaged by inflation. And as Wonkum points out, this is a relatively new phenomenon, as historically, housing was used predominantly as a means to live and produce agriculture. So what happens when something comes along that the market deems to be a better place to park their money, protecting it and even outpacing the rate of currency debasement or inflation? I'll let Wonkum continue.
But if we look at the characteristics of real estate and Bitcoin, it becomes very obvious that Bitcoin is the superior store of value. First of all, this is very important, is the first absolute scarce asset in the universe. Absolute scarcity is not relevant if there's no demand, right? I can create an art piece, and if nobody wants to buy it, it's absolutely scarce, but there's no demand. But with Bitcoin, there is demand because of its excellent monetary properties. And it's also cheaper to maintain, it's relatively cheap to store, and it's highly liquid, mobile, indivisible, which is very important in the world of increasing conflict. So real estate in Germany translates to Immobilie, which literally means to be immobile. Real estate creates a local dependency, which can create a threat. So what we can see here, I marked, the only difference is cash flow. But the cash flow of real estate does not prove that it's a good store of value. It just shows its property as a reservoir for new money that enters the fiat economy. And commercial banks and central banks also, favor this type of policy. They like to give out loans for mortgages because they create this money, then charge interest on it. So this is a large part of their revenue stream. But when we look at the price of housing in Bitcoin, we understand that the value of real estate is collapsing against Bitcoin, while the price of an average home in the US was about 1,000 Bitcoin 8 years ago in 2016. Today, it's around 10 Bitcoin. So
you imagine 2016, about 1,000 Bitcoin, 968 Bitcoin. You could buy this house for 357,000. Now the house in 2020, same house would be 383,000. Take you 41 Bitcoin to buy it. 2024, or this would be today, right? 513,000 for the same house that cost you 357 back in 2016. 12 Bitcoin. That's crazy to look at.
we need to change our unit of account. There's a new unit of account, and it's Bitcoin, and it's repricing the world. I believe as an actual store of value, Bitcoin will drain the monetary premium that sits in real estate. It will flow on Bitcoin over time, and real estate will collapse to its utility value.
So that's something that is a far superior store of value came along in 2009, and it's called Bitcoin. Now, Wonkum blew through the reasons why Bitcoin is superior to real estate, so let me unpack them in more detail. 1. Scarcity. Bitcoin's supply is totally fixed at 21 million, guaranteeing that no more can ever be produced. Real estate, while limited in certain areas, can still be developed and increased by building vertically, reclaiming land, or through other means. 2. Portability. Bitcoin is purely digital, making it easy to transfer anywhere in the world instantly, with very low transaction costs. You can move billions of dollars of value across borders with just a private key stored in your head. Real estate, on the other hand, takes time, costs, and legal processes to transfer ownership, and it is of course impossible to move across borders. 3. Divisibility. Nice. Bitcoin can be divided down to 100 millionth of a single Bitcoin, or a Satoshi, allowing for fractional...
Why are they gonna make it like a pill like that? That's a riot, actually. That's hysterical. Who made that? That needs to be an NFT, like immediately.
Ownership that can fit any investment size. Real estate, while theoretically divisible through fractional ownership models, requires complex and legal financial arrangements to achieve this, and it can't be easily partitioned without reducing its value. 4. Liquidity. Bitcoin is highly liquid and can be traded 24/7 on global exchanges. In contrast, real estate is notoriously illiquid, with transactions taking weeks or months, and large fees often involved. In volatile or distressed markets, real estate liquidity can dry up completely, while Bitcoin markets remain active. 5. Resistance to censorship and seizure. Bitcoin, being digital and encrypted, can be secured in ways that make it nearly impossible to confiscate if properly managed. Real estate is vulnerable to seizure through government actions like eminent domain, legal disputes, or even environmental regulations. 6. Maintenance and taxes. Real estate requires ongoing maintenance, property taxes, and insurance, making it a costly asset to hold. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is costless to maintain once acquired, with the only consideration being secure storage, which can be achieved at negligible cost compared to real estate. And finally, future growth potential. Bitcoin is still in its early adoption phase, meaning its value will increase significantly as more individuals, institutions, and even governments adopt it as a store of value. Real estate, by contrast, has already reached saturation in many prime markets, limiting its upside future potential. This last point is the kicker, and the reason why I and many others believe that Bitcoin is the absolute hands-down best place to store your wealth today. The days of 10xing your money on real estate are very likely over. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is still in the very early stages of its adoption as money. As mentioned in previous videos, it is still in the early stages of being widely accepted as a reliable store of value. Its high price volatility, which many conflate with risk, has confused the market into thinking it's not a safe investment like real estate. This is slowly changing though, and that slide Wonkum pulled up comparing the average price of US homes in 2016, 2020, and 2024 is really striking. It shows that while real estate prices are inflating massively, Bitcoin's appreciation is by far outpacing it. So much so that when you change your unit of account from US dollars to Bitcoin, real estate is getting increasingly cheaper at an alarming rate. So yes, in my opinion, Bitcoin is far superior to real estate for fulfilling what is supposed to be the primary function of money, storing value over time. While this process has already started, I don't believe we will really see Bitcoin suck value out of real estate for another 5 to 10 years. This cycle is about solidifying Bitcoin as a store of value on par with or superior with gold. Once the deflationary effects of Bitcoin on real estate becomes more apparent and the trend is harder to ignore, I believe we will start to see it happen at a much quicker pace. If you want to learn more, I highly recommend you check out Leon Wonkum's entire presentation. I'll leave a link in the description below. Also, follow him on X at Leon Wonkum.
All right, I'm gonna skip all the shilling stuff at the end, but shout out to Swan Crypto for that. Swan Bitcoin for that. That was kind of interesting. And that chart, the housing thing, that it's crazy to think about where the prices were and how much Bitcoin you needed to buy a house back then. All right, Lark Davis over here, stop buying these crypto coins. I want to see what he has to say. I caught the very beginning when he talks about all your portfolio and how many coins you have and all that, but we're gonna listen to this and bump it up a little bit. Let's
raise your hand if your crypto portfolio has dozens of coins. Yeah. Anyway, now let me ask another question. How many of those coins are profitable?
How many of them are profitable? Go ahead, tell us in the chat. tell us in the chat how many coins have actually made you a decent amount of money.
Put it down. You know it's very few of them, right? I bet only a few have seen substantial.
I'd say there's probably in my portfolio probably about, I don't know, if I had to guess, like 7, maybe 5 to 7, I would say, and then everything else is just complete shit.
Turns many approach crypto investing with a Pokemon mentality. I gotta catch them all, right?
Oh,
however, this strategy might actually do more harm than good. But don't worry. I'm gonna share some tips that I use in my portfolio to help maximize returns. So stick around until the end. Now look, the crypto space is very young. The entire asset class is very young, only a little over a decade old, really. And it's expected to expand by tens of trillions of dollars in the future. Only altogether we're worth a little over $2 trillion right now, which is crazy. That being said, there's already a lot of dinosaur coins out there. These dino coins have seen better days and are probably not going to see much better days in the future. They're essentially done for. One example is Bitcoin Cash. It was created back in 2017 as a hard fork of Satoshi's Bitcoin. By increasing the block size, Bitcoin Cash aimed to facilitate more transactions at a lower cost, while staying true to the original Bitcoin vision of being a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It's a cool idea at the time. I was never like super anti-Bitcoin Cash. It all sounds good on paper, but guess what? Not many people really gave a crap about it. It never became as popular as Bitcoin, not even close. For reference, okay? Simple numbers here for you. Bitcoin today has a $1.2 trillion market cap. Bitcoin Cash has a $6 billion market cap. That's all you need to know. I reckon there are some people out there who still buy it thinking, oh, maybe someday the rest of the market's going to catch on. This is the real Bitcoin we all need to back, and it's going to flip Bitcoin. And
it's not going to happen.
No, it's basically impossible. Bitcoin controls the narrative right now. Bitcoin is now a darling on Wall Street. Bitcoin's become legal tender in some countries. Come on, BlackRock's not buying Bitcoin Cash, are they? So chances.
You know what? I am solo mining Bitcoin Cash, and the sole fact that I might hit a block within 3 months on my S19K, and now that's 120 terahash unit. I've been doing it for over a month and a half at this point. The 19th will be 2 months. I'm going to go till November 19th. If I don't hit a block by then, I'm just going to take those 3 months as a loss and move back to Bitcoin.
Our Bitcoin Cash will go the way of the dinosaur sooner or later. It might take a few more cycles. It'll remain relevant longer than you probably think that it will, but I wouldn't buy it personally. Not financial advice for you. Another example is Neo, launched back in 2014 and later rebranded in 2017 into its current form. It's arguably one of the first coins to be called an Ethereum killer. However, just like Bitcoin Cash, it never became even close to as popular as the blockchain was trying to surpass. I got nothing against Neo, man. Made some money on it back in the day, but when you see a coin that was once a top 10 coin is now not even, I think, part of the top 100, you get the hint that maybe, just maybe, no one gives a shit about this coin anymore. It's a losing proposition. To be clear, if you weren't around in 2017, Neo was the coin, dude. It was the new paradigm of money. Everyone's getting hilariously rich coin back in 2017. Now no one almost even talks about it. Crazy. Now, this next one may be a bit controversial, but farming airdrops is a great way to earn new coins. We did 6 figures on airdrops this year, is all documented in the portfolio, in the premium newsletter, if you guys are signed up to that. Anyway, if you want to earn coins on a budget, farming airdrops is a great way to do it. However, buying newly airdropped coin...
No, please stay away from airdrops. Unless you've been in this for a while and you know how to be safe. Airdrops can be very risky because you can get... Like, people will just send random shit to your wallet, and if you click on it, you're just getting hacked.
Yeah, not such a good idea. Well, let's look at the statistics, okay? You think, well, these coins are out, I didn't farm some, I'm going to buy a bunch of them, right? According to CoinGecko report, 46% of the top 50 biggest airdrops had an all-time high within 2 weeks of launching. This means that the best time to sell is within those 2 weeks, and the worst time to buy is in those first 2 weeks. So if you buy within that 2 week period, chances are you are the exit liquidity. Again, good job. Don't do it. Come on. However, some do reach highs up to 581 days after the airdrops. Not to say these coins they're getting airdropped are bad coins. It's just too much money, too quick, too many airdrop farmers dumping. The question is, of course, which ones will peak within the 2 weeks and which ones will peak later. But the odds are absolutely against you. If you don't believe me, here's another research firm that shows that only 8 out of 62 coins had a positive return 90 days after listing. Ouch. Nobody knows which coin's going to perform well, so the safer route is, of course, to try to farm them and be the guy farming and dumping for cash. That's a great way to do it. Or just wait. Wait for the charts to present more data so that at least you can make a more informed decision later on to see if the market actually cares about this coin. Now, during a bull market, your timeline and comment section will start getting flooded with new coins that are supposed to make you a millionaire, going to be the new paradigm of money, all this kind of stuff. Just be careful, guys.
Dude, I'm so sick of those friggin' comments. So people just sit there and say all this like bullshit coins. It's just bots that just completely raid all my streams. I actually started blocking them all. But man, it's a pain in the ass. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit to this one. Buy these coins instead. See what he has to say here.
Now back to it. So, what coins should you consider then? Get back to basics here, okay? Layer ones. Chris Berniski, co-founder of Placeholder, it's a venture capital firm and a pioneer in the crypto investment space, working at ARK Invest back in the day, emphasized the potential of these ecosystems. In particular, he talked about hot new coins, things like SWI and Aptos, which came out of Meta. And I know it sounds a bit cringy, oh, Facebook coins, but according to Berniski, being an offshoot of Meta, actually a good idea, since nobody's gonna be like, hey, wait a second, Facebook built that crap? That's awesome. I should probably buy that because Facebook's cool. And Zuckerberg's on his redemption arc. Anyway, that type of interest is good for crypto G-gens like us, of course, because besides newer chains, you know, getting that kind of narrative, they also usually have better tech than the older ones, which is important. And they have that shiny new feel that the market loves. The market loves shiny new coins. Combine that with acceptance for retail investors, and you have a catalyst for a successful project. And in the first part of the video, I said to forget about those dinosaur coins, but I wanted to hone in on that point a little bit because there are still some great coins that have been around the market for a while. Take Avalanche, for example. Its testnet went live in 2019. The mainnet debuted in 2021. In crypto years, that's super old. However, this geezer is still doing pretty good. Why? Well, Grayscale has recently announced the launch of the Grayscale Avalanche Trust. We have asset managers like Franklin Templeton who are out there expanding out their big money market fund. So the Franklin on-chain US government money fund over to the Avalanche blockchain network. Big games coming over there. All kinds of stuff. And tokenomics, after 2024, only the Avalanche Foundation are going to have any scheduled token unlocks, meaning it's almost fully diluted. And they do have a token burn and stuff like that. So everything here transparent and predictable with the tokenomics. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. This contrasts, of course, with other projects, some of these newer launch things with very high fully diluted values and very low token float, which could have billions of dollars of tokens coming here, constantly getting dumped on by early investors. Not great. Not great. So Avalanche ticks the boxes for demand, for use case, for good tokenomics. Just like Avalanche, you have Chainlink, still alive, still kicking, CCIP technology, cross-chain interoperability protocol, working with Swift, working with big banks. Pretty cool stuff. Bitcoin's a dinosaur coin, man. It's the T-Rex of coins, isn't it? Be on the lookout, too, for rebrands. For example, Phantom Network is rebranding to Sonic Labs. The Sonic upgrade will significantly enhance network performance and scalability. The project is currently experiencing a price rally in anticipation of the upgrade later this year because the market loves rebrands. Look at Polygon back in 2021. Rebranded, boom, went like 100x. A project rebrand can be likened to a newly renovated house. It looks better, thus attracting more potential buyers. By the way,
Didn't they just drop the Matic part of Polygon?
Cryptocurrencies, in case you're wondering.
Shit.
This guy owns crypto right here, including some of the ones I just mentioned, like Chainlink, Avalanche, and Phantom. If you want to see
Phantom, I thought that was just a wallet. All right, we're gonna move on to Altcoin Daily. This video is getting kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. All right, how 2025 could turn us all into millionaires. Let's see what he's got to say over here on Altcoin Daily. Let's do it.
You only need 25 basis points per quarter. You don't need any more 50s. I think that's the way the Fed will go unless we get some really bad news. And
please Do not miss this. Do not miss what's coming. Watch today's whole video. I'm trying to help you here. Bitcoin and crypto markets are going to be a lot higher sooner rather than later. Now, how can I say this so confidently? I've been studying the crypto markets for 6+ years. My track record is out there. I've made one video every day updating you since right here. I told you to buy Bitcoin here, I told you to buy Bitcoin here, I told you to buy Bitcoin here. And while these videos are—
For the record, you tell us to buy Bitcoin every day. Just saying.
Are never financial advice. It's just information and my opinion. I think a big move is coming in this market sooner rather than later. Do not miss this. Now, let me tell you why. Think about the economy right now. Think about the economy. Most people seem to me to be bearish on the US economy. To me, most people seem bearish on the US economy. Now, I think that that's a lagging feeling. Yes, the economy actually used to be worse, but we've got some great momentum quarter over quarter. New jobs numbers are out. The Fed has pivoted. The fact is, the economy is flipping bullish in a big way and has strong momentum. Wharton School of—
You know what, Shark Farmer, that's a good point. He never told us when to sell, though. Son of a bee.
Business finance professor Jeremy Siegel explains this here.
Although we hired 550,000 new jobs in the third quarter, interestingly enough, hours worked is virtually flat. The good news about that is that the GDP increase is going to be almost all productivity, and we're looking for third quarter GDP 2.5 to 3. That's going to be productivity. The good news about that is it was a little hotter on wages, but that's mostly productivity, so that is not inflationary. That's good news for stocks. Listen, I never thought they're going to go another 50. I think it's a series of 25. I think the long-run neutral rate, I know there was a big discussion this morning about what is that long-term rate going to be. I think it's 3.5, and I'm going to reach it probably in the second half of next year. And if you take a look at the futures market, that's pretty much what they project. And you only need 25 basis points per quarter. You don't need any more 50s. I think that's the way the Fed will go, unless we get some really bad news. And, the soft landing scenario keeps on getting brighter and brighter.
And we know that the Fed is cutting, whether it's 50 or 25. And we know, and was confirmed yet again today, that this is one heck of a resilient economy. Yeah,
and absolutely. And if earnings are still going up, there's no sensitive economic indicator right now that says recession. I mean, I think, the trend is your friend here. Listen, it is true. Market is 21 times forward earnings. Take out the Mag 7, you're at 18. I don't think that's expensive in the world we're in today. It's not cheap either, but it's certainly not expensive, and it doesn't mean that that there isn't room for the market to still grow.
Now, there is an election coming up, and all over the country, pro-crypto candidates are running. 50 million plus U.S. citizens hold crypto. Data shows at least a third of them will strongly consider crypto at the polls. Coinbase has this initiative called Stand with Crypto, where you can learn who your crypto candidates are, who you should vote for when it comes to crypto. Brian Armstrong, Coinbase CEO, explains this here. A lot of pro-crypto candidates are about to get elected.
Well, I think up and down the ballot, people are looking to elect pro-crypto candidates. And what's great is that Stand with Crypto has been successful at getting over 100 candidates to actually come in and fill out questionnaires. They've created scorecards that reflects their public statements, their voting record. And I think you're right. People are looking not just at the presidential race, which has now become a factor for crypto, but they're also looking at the Senate and the House. So those are the folks that are really going to move the needle on passing legislation, and they want to see crypto advocates everywhere. What we've seen is that people are really energized by crypto. They want to elect candidates who represent their values, who want this technology to be built here in America, and frankly, people who will stand up for their right to use crypto. They've felt like they've been treated like criminals in many cases in the last few years, and that's just not acceptable in a free country like America. So I think the crypto vote is really real, and we'll see what happens in November.
The fact is, Washington is more pro-crypto now than ever before, and they're trending even more pro-crypto as time goes on. Brian Armstrong explains this change here.
About 5 or 6 years ago, we realized that crypto was getting big enough that we needed to go really engage actively in a policy effort. So I started coming out to DC 5 or 6 years ago. Started off maybe once or twice a year, got to be once a quarter or so. And at the beginning, a lot of people didn't know what crypto was. I would try to meet with them, be an educational resource. One person asked me, "Isn't this all just some kind of video game?" Now when I come to DC, it's really exciting. I mean, everybody obviously knows what crypto is at this point, and this discussion has advanced really to how do we pass clear rules, create legislation in the United States, because everybody in Congress has seen that Europe has already passed this kind of legislation, and the lack of clarity in the US has really hurt America. A lot of this stuff has gone offshore, consumers have been harmed. So there's now a broad consensus and excitement, I would say, in the Congress to pass legislation, and that's what I get to spend most of my time doing now. Tensions are high with the election coming up. I think one of the facts that I shared with them that's really resonated the most is that 1 in 3 voters have said that they're going to consider crypto in terms of who they vote for. And so the crypto voter has become a major part of this election now. At this Stand With Crypto event I'm at, they've signed up 1.4 million people who've raised their hand and said they want to elect pro-crypto candidates. And so I think just reminding people of some of that, how big of a factor the crypto is going to be in this upcoming election, really resonated.
Now, there is so much change that can happen down ballot. Make sure you vote. But obviously, the big election is the U.S. presidential election. And we do have one candidate that has promised the crypto community more than any presidential candidate has ever promised the crypto community before. Firing Gary Gensler on day one. A lot of people are excited about this. The problem with Gary Gensler is clear. James Angel,
Gary.
Georgetown's professor of financial markets and technology, explains this.
There are thousands of tokens out there, some of them quite useful, some of them complete frauds. So what we need is good cops on the beat who can allow the law-abiding citizens through and put the criminals in jail. And right now we have an SEC chair who basically views everyone as a criminal.
So Donald Trump says he will fire Gary Gensler on day one.
On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler.
Eat shit, Gary.
Mark Cuban confirms that Kamala Harris's administration isn't interested in pursuing anything with Gary.
Dude, I saw a clip. I was actually listening to Joe Rogan's podcast the other day, and he said that Donald Trump back in the day, like, I don't know why they initially don't like each other, him and Trump, but Trump sent him a letter when one of his shows failed, and it was like, it was such a dick thing to say. He was like, I'm so sorry to hear that this was your show was canceled, and it ended up being a complete embarrassment for you. Next time, if you need help, please feel free to reach out. Yours truly, Donald Trump, or whatever. And I'm like, no wonder Cuban hates him so much. It's kind of a riot, but I don't know what started the whole tiff. It was just kind of neat, but they're both billionaires and they both hate each other. So he's endorsing Kamala now.
If true, Gary Gensler's term would end mid-2025.
Can I get your reaction to the story from the Washington Reporter? There was a story, I don't know if it's true or not.
Website, Washington Post?
But no, Washington Reporter. So according to some Senate sources, Kamala Harris was considering Gensler for Treasury Secretary.
I would call that bullshit.
Okay.
What's the
Have
Washington
you asked
Reporter?
her about that, or?
I haven't asked her about any position at all, but what I was told, and look, talking to people who are like always in the same room with her, the response to me about Gary Gensler was, have you heard anybody say anything positive? That's intentional.
So it seems like either way, Gary Gensler is gone. So let's talk about that. If Trump does fire Gary Gensler on day one, what would happen?
Let's say we did see this play out where a new chair was swapped in under a new administration. What does that mean for ongoing litigation? Coinbase, for example, has been in the midst of fighting the SEC for over a year now.
Also, I don't think he can actually just be fired. He has to be put into a new position. You can't just can him. You know what I mean? So,
Well, the SEC is like a super tanker, and it doesn't change course very quickly. That even when they've made some horrific mistakes, they don't like to admit it, and they just sort of keep on going on their old path. So I would be hopeful that a new regime at the SEC would have a more appropriate response to so-called digital assets. I'm encouraged that Vice President Harris has announced her support for digital assets, but the SEC has shown, even long before Chair Gensler, an inability to come to grips with this new technology. And one thing the SEC does not understand is a different technology requires a different technology of regulation. So, for example, taxi cabs in New York have bulletproof screens to protect the drivers from robbery. Ubers don't need bulletproof screens because they don't carry cash. So when you have a new technology, you have to rethink regulation. And that's something the SEC has been unable to do. So it isn't just the chair. It's the entire organization that needs an overhaul.
And we don't need no regulation. We don't need heavy regulation. We need fair, clear regulation. And this is what damn near everybody is starting to realize.
Basically, what we need is a way to encourage innovation, to allow people to innovate, and also at the same time make sure that people who are selling tokens tell people what's in them, that the people who are trading them aren't manipulating the prices, that the intermediaries who are handling these transactions aren't stealing your money. This is why we regulate financial services, because of a long, long history of theft and fraud and manipulation. And in the past 10 years in the crypto world, we have seen all of this, which is why a lot of people are very skeptical of the world. But the skeptics ignore the fact that this technology is very promising. We have the ability to overhaul the plumbing and the mechanics of our financial markets in ways that actually improve things for everyone. So we want to make sure that we bring in the good innovation, while at the same time we stomp out the fraud, the manipulation, the theft that we've seen. And that's why we need good, smart regulators who understand the technology, who come in with the appropriate technology, and who don't just have this, well, we'll sue you in court 5 years from now when we figure out what we want to do attitude, which is what the SEC has been doing. If even a place as slow as the European Union can come up with something like their Markets in Crypto Assets Directive, we should be able to do it too.
So, a big move is coming. Send this video to one friend, post this video on social media, and the big move will happen faster. Subscribe to Altcoin Daily for daily video.
Oh my god, he says so much stupid shit at the end. All right. Anyways, we gotta get out of here. Time for recap. I'm running over my time. I started a bit late today. I apologize. All right. Bitcoin, for anybody just joining, 63,057 bucks. Looking like an Ethereum at 2470. We got Solana 147 bucks. XRP at 53 cents. Let's see, Sui's up pretty good today, 13.41%. I believe it was really down though last week. $1.95. We got LTC over here, 66 bucks. Again, another coin that's 80% down. ETC, I really wish something would happen with ETC. Like, I wish they would just, I don't know, some positive news or something. It needs to come back from miners. 1874 over here is the price of ETC. Caspa's down 4% today, 14 cents. I just bought $1,000 of Caspa live on stream a little bit ago. It actually finally worked. I just had to cancel it a few times. I don't know why it wouldn't go through the first time. But Near Protocol over here, $5.09, 6.6% up on the day. Looks like Doge is at 11 cents, a little over 11 cents. Pepe is up almost 10% today, 9.5, just about. Let's see, Fetch over here up 6.18% to $1.49. Not too bad. Render's actually down a bit today, 542. Let's see what else. BNB 572 bucks. WIF is actually up a lot today, 15%, $2.61. Crypto KJ. Let's see. Fix the Discord bot starting late was my saving grace today. No, the Discord bot, I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. There's nothing to do with me. I think it has something to do with YouTube because Panda's bot's not working. Nobody's bot's working on Discord, which is weird. So something's going on with their stuff. It has nothing to do with Misfit Mining, unfortunately. Let's see. All right, we got again WIF 15.1% up today. This is biggest earner of the day. Seems to be $2.61. Again, Sui 13.5% up, $1.95. Everything else is a lot of stuff's in the green, to be honest. Kind of crazy. Caspa is the only thing that's like down 4%. Bruh. Terrible. Teo, yeah, Teo's doing good. But Tensor over here, 13.4% up, 626 bucks. Holy shit. That was $299 the other day. I said it was goodbye. I did. Stupid. I should have figured out how to buy it. Damn it. All right, moving on. Flashbang. Fear and Greed Index is at a 50, same as yesterday. And guys, that's gonna do it. I appreciate you for hanging out with me on the daily grind. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll try not to be late, I promise. You guys have a great start of your week, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out and have a good day.
Each